Hello there, Whooniversals and Tooniversals fans. Nick here. It is Friday the 15th of September 2023 at almost 8:30 in the evening. I'm just practicing and playing around in my 5th Doctor cosplay that, well, you'll see it hopefully better in the video later. Hold on, if I try doing it like that. Hello there. It's not perfect, as you can tell. The hat doesn't have the red stripe. The jumper is not the Lavazzi one because they sold out by the time I wanted to buy one, so I just got the closest thing possible from Amazon. But I did manage to get the 5th Doctor celery badge from eBay, and of course my beige blazer that you'll see in an upcoming Whooniversals video later this year, as well as the one that was the one for my Time Lord character in the Will games last year. Unfortunately, I don't have any beige trousers that fit. I've got one, but that was used for Scaramanga in Ollie Pajak's 50 Slices of Bonding film, but those ones are too tight to wear normally, so I'm going to be wearing grey ones. Ironically, this cosplay is actually halfway to being more like the 7th Doctor's one, which I'm planning to go all out on if they do a 7th Doctor BFI screening, maybe for season 25. I did not get to go to Dragonfires. So, yeah, 5th Doctor makeshift cosplay. Honestly, I think this is my best one. This or my 2nd Doctor one. Certainly better than my 1st Doctor one. But I am planning to go all out. Actually, no, my 2nd Doctor one is the best one. But I am planning to go all out for the 7th Doctor if they do a 7th Doctor one. As for 3, 4, and 6, not so much, because those ones are a bit harder for me personally. Still, no shame in that. And of course, I'm not expecting to win any cosplay awards, although Will did win the 2nd Doctor one at the BFI for Abominable Snowmen. Then again, I was the only other one to enter that competition, even though there was at least 2 other people wearing 2nd Doctor cosplays. So I suppose I'm the runner-up. But yeah, well done to Will, by the way, for that last year. But anyway, yeah, this is just a segment for the Whooniversals meetup vlog at the 5 Doctors screening. That hopefully this bit will be included in that vlog if I send it to whoever's editing. And yeah, otherwise I'll upload this as my own little thing separately. But yeah, I shall now end this little segment, and and the rest of the gang who's coming will see you tomorrow at the event. I'm not entirely sure which way round. I watched every single episode of the show, including the missing ones through recon or animation. And yet for Classic Who, I'm still not entirely sure which end it's supposed to be for, like, the doors. I think it's supposed to be this end, this one, but it could be that one. No wonder Sylvester McCoy had trouble working it out when they made the TV movie. I'm honestly in a similar position to him, and I've watched every single episode. Oh well. I'm just going to go with this end. So, see you in the next bit, Whooniversal fans. Hello there, Nick from the future. Now, we didn't record as much as we wanted for this vlog. Probably a bit more than some of the other ones, like I think more than Time Meddler and a bit more than, I think, Revelation of the Daleks. Yeah. But I certainly wanted to film a little bit more, but like with the Sea Devils one, I did not. So, yeah, and also Will didn't film too much either. He's got one bit coming up later down the line. But, yeah, basically, this time round, me and Jean were going to go. I bought the tickets after becoming a BFI member. As mentioned in my Sea Devils vlog, that one had sold out completely before non-members got the chance. So for the next one, I was going to become a member to get it in advance, did so, and I managed to get tickets for the 5 Doctors. And I say tickets, not ticket, because Jean had asked if I could get one for him as well. So I did, and I passed it on to him. Tomorrow, Doctor Who, the 5 Doctors, at the BFI. Featuring the Whooniversals as attendees. However, Jean then told me the day before that he couldn't come when I was asking about meeting up, but he had said he had given it to Rassilon Productions, who came down to see the story instead. Sadly, I don't have a picture with him or just him on his own from the screening, either in the screening room itself or elsewhere, which was a shame. I did want one, but I didn't get to do it in the screening, and I think he probably left the bar area that he said he was going to be hanging around at when I was heading back to before I headed off. So that's a shame. But Rascalon Productions, if you're watching, it was great to sit with you at the screening, and thank you for taking Jean's ticket so that my ticket didn't end up being one of those wasted ones that nobody was going to turn up for, and didn't have to do a last-minute return, which totally would have been unfair on people who couldn't come to the screening, such as Will and Ztrangefolk. Well, Will couldn't have come into the actual screen because he was working, but did come down to hang out with us later, as did Strange. But luckily, the ticket was not wasted and went to a great Doctor Who YouTuber and fan who rightly deserved to have the ticket, come down and watch the screening with us and have a good time. So Rascalon Productions, I hope you had a very good time at the screening, and it was great to meet you. The 5 Doctor screening we watched was specifically the brand new 40th anniversary edition of the story, which is included on the now released The Collection Season 20 Blu-ray box set. I got my copy earlier today. It's here! And about time too. It's been nearly 5 years since the last 5th Doctor box set. Now we just need one for Daddy Patty Tratty. I also believe this is the shortest gap between screening and box set release since, or release of the story since Galaxy 4. Maybe the Sea Devils might be closer than Galaxy 4, but it's certainly been a much closer one. The Sea Devils was a couple of weeks before. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of the Season 9 box set. The last ones before that were months in advance. Time Meddler was about a month and a half ahead of Season 2. It was late October, and Season 2 came out in early December of 2022. Revelation of the Daleks was 3 months, maybe even nearly 4 months ahead of the Season 22 box set. That was like early March 2022, and Season 22 was mid to late June that year. So yeah, was it mid to late June? It might have been early June. It was definitely June. So it was at least 3, maybe 3.5 months. So at least this screening was much closer to the release box set than that one. 2 days. Underwater Menace is going to be a couple weeks before. It says it's going to be out in November, but I'm not sure exactly what date in November. I don't think. I've double checked that. But the screen's going to be in mid to late October. So that'll be at least a couple weeks beforehand. So a bigger gap than Sea Devils and 5 Doctors, but hopefully shorter than Season 2 and Season 22. Actually, I just remembered Abominable Snowmen's was the weekend before. It was 2 days before that one came out as well. So this is the same as Abominable Snowmen, where actually the weekend before it comes out, a week or a couple days before, as opposed to 3 months, 3 to 4 months, like Season 22 was for some reason. But yeah, 40th anniversary version of the story screened, which is going to be the new version that will be, which is included on the Collection Season 20 Blu-ray box set, followed by a few clips of the extras, as well as the trailer for the box set, The Passenger, which is one of the best, if not the best, trailer for the Collection box set currently. Of course, it's very likely to be topped. They are generally really great trailers / short films / minisodes. Kind of, it's like a minisode and a trailer combined, and it's just a really great way to promote the box set, whilst also maybe showing what the Doctors or the companions are doing, or in some cases what the actors might be doing, like Colin Baker getting into trouble with fines because he's busy recording stuff for the new Season 23 box set, or Louise Jameson using her Season 14 box set to hit a malfunctioning Vok robot when it attempts to kill her. Those were some funny ones. But yeah, the minisode angles are really great with these trailers, and it was fun to see some of the extras. The one with Peter Davison, Janet Fielding, and Sarah Sutton going on a European road trip to go to a German convention. That looked really funny, and I actually want them to make a TV series out of that. Even when they were in the Q&A, was saying they wanted to do more of that in the future. So they wanted to do more of that to happen. So yeah, it was really funny. It was great to hear them talk about stuff and do a Q&A, as well as also the same for the two actors who played the Cyber Leader, David Banks, and Cyber Lieutenant, Mark Hardy, and all 5 were doing signings upstairs after the screening. Now, this comes to both one of the best and also the absolute worst parts of the day. Now, although the screening was the best part, we also got to have some signings with all 5 people, and that was a joy. However, so screening over, it was very, very exciting and very fun. And now we're in the queue for the signing. It's going to be quite a while, so get back to you in a bit. There's Will up there, waiting for his turn at the signing. And then I'm going to be a little bit after that. Yeah, as you can see, the queue was massive. It took about an hour and a half to actually, from where I was, to get up to even have my signings started. And where Will and Ztrangefolk was, they had to wait around 45 minutes to an hour. It took quite a while. Now, in fairness, people who have special needs or have need help with stuff probably would have gone first, and they would have had the signings done before everybody else. However, once everybody was moving, they then split them up into different queues for each people. Maybe the sidemen were on a joint table, so that might have been a joint queue. But certainly everybody was going up into their own lines. And when we did get up there, we did have to go to our own lines to meet each person. Again, maybe same line for the 2 sidemen, but 4 or 5 lines on top of the main one. The last couple of times we've done this, it's usually just been the main line, and then we just go along a row in order. But I guess because it's 5 people, they needed to space them out a bit more as opposed to 2 or 3 like it has been in the past. Like Time Meddler was just Peter Purves, Revelations, Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant, and Colin Spool. Sea Devils was Katie Manning and Hugh Future. Galaxy 4, I believe, was the actor who plays Duggan. I think it's Tom something. And then, of course, Julian Glover, who plays Scaroff in that one. I think it was just those 2. There might have been a 3rd person. But yeah, for the signings, for those ones, it's usually been 2 or 3 people. 1 in the case of the Time Meddler. The Abominable Menace did not have 1, and the Cutaway Comics guys predicted that there isn't going to be 1 from the Underwater Menace. But besides those, it's usually been between 1 and 3 people doing the signings. Today, well, I say today, this time round it was 5, so I guess that's why the tables were split up differently. The 2 side men, Janet, Sarah, Peter, and they then had their own queues for that, on top of the main queue, which was just barely moving for a good half an hour to an hour. In fact, it did not move very far at all in that first hour. Eventually, we get up there, and of course, it was great to have stuff signed, even though we had to do a bit more waiting for the actual signings. Still, completely worth it in the end for the signings and the photographs, which was great as well, even though we did have to pay extra for photographs, although Sarah Sesson kindly allowed me to not have to pay extra for ones with her. It was all fine and dandy with her, but everybody else had to pay extra for photographs. But again, completely worth it. And on top of that, I had not eaten since before 9 a.m. and I was fucking hungry. Even in the screening, I was hungry, and I had some jelly babies whilst I was in there. I was fucking hungry. I understand how Matt and Jean felt after the Galaxy 4 screening. But did not get to eat anything until after the signing. Again, completely worth it. and I'm also visiting the Cutaway Comics table, and then had something to eat. And whilst Will and Strange didn't join me for food, we did talk whilst I was waiting for my food to be delivered in the restaurant. It's Will of the Whooniversals and Strange. Ztrange, who does not want to be filmed.
They're backing away. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Well, welcome to the Five Doctors BFI event. Nick's probably already introduced it.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the screening because I was working, but that's okay because as soon as my shift was over, I decided to catch the train just for the socialising and signing afterwards. Met Sarah Sutton and Janet Fielding. Shut up.
Sorry, we'll just let this pass. I'll edit it out.
Met Sarah Sutton and Janet Fielding.
Yeah, be a second.
Can't even hear anything I'm saying anyway. No, I met Sarah Sutton and Janet Fielding. Got Sarah Sutton to sign Cash Revolver, got Janet Fielding to sign Snake Dance. And
what did you get Janet to sign?
Snake Dance.
Oh, sorry, what did you get Sarah to sign?
Oh, Cash Revolver.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I saw those. Sorry. Bye, guys.
Yeah. And I got some photos with them as well. Just been hanging out with Dylan and Kian and Zak in the background. And
Yeah.
There's a Strange here.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to get the background, but there was people in the way.
Yeah, fair enough.
You might be able to see them over there. There we go.
Hi, Dylan, Kian, and
Hi, guys. Anyway.
Isaac, what's his chops?
Yeah, Isaac, Zak, Dylan, Lily, and who's the other guy? The guy in the Capaldi costume.
Oh, Kian.
Kian.
Kian the Quark. He is a quark. This is Kian. But yeah, I decided to come to the socialising to make myself feel alive again.
Yeah. But yeah, glad you came down to see you. Because John couldn't come down eventually. Like, he wasn't able to get a hotel, so he gave his ticket to Rory. So you say
I
his
think
name.
that's how you pronounce it.
Rory.
Rassilon Productions.
Yeah. I sat next to him, he was great. And yeah. So it was a fun screening. Yeah, it was quite a while because of the Q&A and some of the talking and the prize givings and the bonus showings. As you do. And bonus fact, it was the 40th anniversary edition they screened. So not only did they have modern updated effects, but there was a few newly shot pieces of footage. I'm not sure if you came to Time Meddler, but they did that for that story as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never seen it, so never seen the...
Yeah, are you getting the season 20 box set?
Nah, I don't get the Blu-rays out.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, it would have been on that.
It will be.
It will be on that. It's some people got their copies now. I think I even saw it in the shop.
It's for 80 quid.
In the shop. Wow. That's actually more than some eBay scalpers sell it for initially.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to get the same episodes again in marginally better quality.
Yeah, and before anyone asks, mine hasn't arrived at time of recording. Maybe at time of the video going out.
Plus, I don't really watch special features, so I'm not...
Yeah, fair. Cool.
But there will be an Underwater Menace one, and I'll come to that.
Yeah, give it a couple of weekends. It's the third one of October, the 21st. So I think it's about a month's time. Yeah, I think it's about 5 or so weeks. So, yeah, definitely try and get to that one.
He's following me.
Yeah, well, I want to get more you and less other people.
Ah, fair enough. I don't feel like I'm being very dynamic right now, but well.
Yeah. Well,
it's the strangest dressed as Tegan.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. Yeah.
She denies it, but it's just like Tegan in their shot costume.
You said you were going to tell Janet Fielding that and then forgot.
Yeah, well, I've been working today. I have a good excuse. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else going on?
Not really. It was a very long queue for signing.
Yeah, it was like that 2 hours.
Yeah, like 2.5 hours.
I got here like super early. Well,
yeah,
I got here before the screen was over, so I was able to get to the front of the queue pretty much. And yeah, you were at the very end.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't let us out to begin with. Out of the screening, all the people on the left side of the screen, when looking at it, we had to wait a little bit longer to go out.
Was it for people with special sort of like attention needed?
They might have gone first. Some people went out, not the next door along, one of the other ones, and then it was the next door along, and then us. So maybe they sent them first.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we just ended up being at the back because we were let out last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ian Levine is here. Run.
Oh, is he in a wheelchair? I think I got some pictures of him. Not up front, like from the back of the head.
Yeah. No, I saw him. I was like, we're in the presence of evil here, folks. No.
Yeah.
I hope Ian Levine doesn't see this. But
I mean,
yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just been very chill.
Yeah.
I've been vibing.
Yeah.
I've been like.
I saw Crystal D earlier before we went into the screening, and then the guys I just mentioned. So we met a couple of Doctor Who fans and YouTubers and so forth. So yeah, but yeah, that's about the update. Just getting some food because I haven't had anything since before 9 a.m.
He's having a boiga.
Yeah. Notchies.
I'm just gonna go out to McDonald's in a bit, and then go home.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
What? Well, have some McDonald's there, bitch.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Again, it's just very chill.
Yeah.
Looking at the London skyline.
Yeah, by the way, for those watching, sorry about my fingers getting into the shot. Like, just like the hands, just like that. Yeah, nothing too bad, it's just like, the fingers just keep getting into the shot.
There we are.
Actually, that was probably good timing on your part. Anyway, so that's probably about it. Maybe I'll throw something else on. Hey, that's my hat.
Signing off, I guess.
Okay, so unless I throw on another little bit to add on to the end of this vlog, that's the end of that, and we'll see you guys next time, Whoniversals and Whoniversals fans. So long for now. I hope they're able to hear me over all this noise.
Probably not, but
Probably not. They might hear you. I think they'll definitely hear you.
yeah, I know to project.
A quick thank you to Will and Strange for letting me have my dinner before hanging out with them and the other guys round the back. And yeah, I spent a little bit of time with them and a couple other people like Zak, Dylan aka Lord Slar, and Lily Mae Sherratt, Kian, and Isaac Whittaker Deacon. It was great to meet you, Isaac, Zak, and good to see you again, Kian, Dylan, and Lily. And also great to hang out with you, Will, and Strange again. And yeah, it was nice to hang out, even though I was pretty tired by then because I had a pint of Camden Hill beer with my dinner. And it had been a bit of a long day as well. So I was a little bit tired, and I was kind of got a bit fed up with all the kind of waiting in the queue. But after a little bit of a nice hangout, I then headed off back home, had a nice little coffee from the BFI cafe on the way back up to the Waterloo tube station. So in the end, the 5 Doctors screening and meet-up and hangout was a good time, even though I did have to wait about nearly 2 hours to get stuff signed, possibly including time in the separate queues upstairs, but completely worth it for all of the signage stuff and photos gotten. My only regret is I didn't hang out more with Will and Strange until later on, and then they headed off to get their own dinner later, and then I was quite tired and it was quite loud in the BFI bar next to the restaurant, so I ended up just going not terribly long afterwards, but I did have enough time to hang out with mostly Zak and Lily, but also Dylan and Keen as well as also Isaac before he left. So that's it from this vlog about the 5 Doctors screening at the BFI plus Whoniversals meetup, as there was actually a Whoniversals meetup this time with me and Will. Strange technically is not a member, but they've hung out with us so many times with these screenings. I think it's only fair to give them an honorary member status, for at least for these vlogs. But they are a main Whoniversals Discord server friend, so shout out to them for that. And like I said, it was great to see some of the other people. I also got to meet Crystal D before the screening. That was exciting. And I said this one was one of my favourite stories, and she said it was one of hers as well. So that was great to meet with her and share the fact we were going to go and see one of our favourite Doctor Who stories at BFI. Only I interacted with her once, but it was still great to speak with her then. I didn't really interact with many other Doctor Who fans or YouTubers outside of the group that me, Will, and Strange interacted with afterwards, although I did talk with a few others in the queue, like I did with the Sea Devils. I didn't mention that last time, although I did say I did interact with some of them. But yeah, and I was talking with some of the others in the queue about some Doctor Who stuff or some other stuff, like some of them were trying to get back to Ravenscourt Park tube station because they parked there, but District and Piccadilly lines were closed west of Earl's Court. And I'm a bit of a tube nerd and train geek, rail enthusiast, so that was one of our topics. But yeah, it was good to talk with them. It's just that the queue was such a slog for so long, a standstill for even longer. But like I said, completely worth it in the end. A great day and a great first one for my BFI membership. But yeah, I'm looking forward to spending more time with Will and co on the next one, because the Underwater Menace is next at time recording. Tickets are tomorrow. I'm really hoping to get some, and a couple of friends have asked me, Will, Zak, and Strange. So, pending on how all of that goes down, hopefully we shall be seeing you guys for the Underwater Menace screening BFI vlog. And even if we can't get to the screening, which would be but even if we can't, we'll hopefully still go and meet up to hang out. Maybe, who knows, nobody else did that for the Sea Devils. So, yeah, but hopefully we'll still have some sort of a vlog to bring you next month or early November. And yeah, I'm not even going to release this vlog until I have confirmation about those tickets. So here's me from tomorrow or one of the next couple of days to provide an update to see if it's official that we will be seeing the Underwater Menace or just hanging out afterwards, if at all. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Nick here. This is from Tuesday the 19th of September to update you all on whether the Whooniversals shall be attending the Underwater Menace screening. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. We got the tickets. We're going to the Underwater Menace. And we will see you there. So that will be me, Will of the Whooniversals, and our friends Ztrangfolk and Zak, who are very good friends in the Discord chat. And we all hope to see each other and anybody else turning up there on Saturday the 21st of October 2023. See you then. Back to past me to wrap up the vlog. Thank you, Future Nick, for that update. Thank you so much for watching this, and we'll see you guys next time for the Underwater Menace. Until then, take care. See you around.